today I'm going to do a little get ready with me and then just kind of chat about what's been happening and how I'm planning to get out of this slump, because I think it really just takes like admitting this stuff to myself and taking that first step to like change my life and start creating better habits for myself. So I'm just putting my jewelry on right now. I do this every morning because I don't like to sleep in my jewelry. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of makeup. Today is a beautiful day. The birds are chirping outside. I think it's literally like 31 degrees. So I put a cute outfit on. I'm gonna go for a little walk, and yeah, I'm just gonna enjoy the day and not let this slump get the best of me. So how have you been? Let me know in the comments below. I really want to know, like, have you been feeling like a slump, or have you been feeling like life has been slowing you down recently? Or maybe the opposite, maybe you've been feeling like really proactive and productive. I personally, like I said, have really even just been struggling to do like the basic things in my life. And I don't really share this with a lot of people. Like, I'm not in therapy anymore. I haven't been the best with my yoga routine and like Pilates workouts, and I think that's definitely a part of the reason why I'm feeling just a little emotionally dysregulated, and just kind of like this lack of motivation. I think I also have just kind of been overwhelming myself with expectations in terms of like what my life should look like a year from now. And it's kind of a bittersweet thing, because to be honest, when I first started this YouTube channel, I had such big dreams of like where I wanted to be, and I was setting these goals for myself. And one of the goals was actually to hit 500 subs, which, by the way, I just hit 500 subs. Thank you so much to everyone who subscribed. Thank you for watching my silly little videos. I kind of, like, in the beginning, I was really setting those goals and like wanting to hit certain numbers and just like certain milestones in my creator journey. And then I guess I kind of just got distracted in life, and there were a lot of things happening. I needed to make sure that I was financially stable as well, so I was really focusing on, my full-time job and everything, and also trying to find something that would make me happy. I went through a few jobs the last few months that, some of them I enjoyed, some of them I didn't enjoy. But the one thing about me is like I really can't stay in a place where I don't feel happy or I don't feel like it's contributing to my growth. Like, it needs to be an experience where I'm taking something away from it, where I'm learning something that I don't already know, and where I'm being challenged, but not to the point where I feel completely lost and like in the wrong place, so just like finding that alignment. So I kind of stopped focusing on the YouTube stuff. To blend this in on my neck. And then recently I decided to just start making videos again, and that's been really cool. And I'm really finding myself like jumping back into that consistency of like uploading daily or almost daily, and I love it, and it's so cool, and I'm proud of myself for doing that. So yeah, hitting 500 subs was kind of surreal to me, like to just see it happen so quickly since I just started posting again. Like, that really goes to show how like it's like kind of like I did a yoga class like a few weeks ago, and the teacher was talking about the idea of like just start. like just starting, that thing that you've been pushing off. Maybe you have imposter syndrome, maybe you're feeling overwhelmed by like possibilities or whatever it might be, but he was really just talking about how like all you have to do is take that first step to start that project that you've really wanted to do and to get off the ground. And yeah, and you know, I'm glad that I'm taking this leap and I'm getting back to uploading, because it's making me happy and it's making me feel like I have my thing again, like my thing that's just for me and that no one can take away from me, and it's a personal thing that I'm proud of. Yeah, because when I was in university a few years ago, I would say the first creative thing I really made and shared with the world was a podcast. I made a podcast called Sunday Spotlight, I think. And it was basically, I was interviewing my friends, and I shared a lot of stories about like immigration and citizenship and all of that, culture, family, identity, because I myself come from a first generation family, like immigrant family to Canada. So I just remember at the time I had just lost my grandma. This was, I think, near the end of COVID, and my grandma had just passed away, and I was crushed. Like, I genuinely just didn't even know. It was a very existential time for me, and a bit of an awakening, and I also just felt very sad, and I carried a lot of grief. And so one of the ways that I dealt with that was by creating. So I decided to create this podcast, and I had a lot of my friends on as guests, and I just interviewed them, and it was such a cool experience. I realized I really, really love to have conversations with people, and I really liked just like the podcasting format and just podcasts in general, because what I love about podcasts is that you're just able to listen to them like everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, I find that if I'm out and about, I'm either listening to music or I'm listening to a podcast. It's very different from like a YouTube video, like a full production, because you don't have to be paying attention to the visuals. You can just kind of have it on, and yeah, it's really cool. Like all that kind of stuff, like ebooks, podcasts, music. So that was something that really made me happy to create and to share. And then I worked on that for my entire time in university, and eventually I joined a club as well in university where I was helping to produce and edit their podcast. So that was something that I really enjoyed. Like, I was super passionate about it. It was really cool. And I kind of wish that I had done my studies in this area. It's what I really wanted since I was a kid. I remember since I was a kid, I always wanted to... So Rachel McAdams was my favorite actress, and I really wanted to be like her when I grew up. So I remember searching up like which university she went to. I found out she went to York University in Canada, and I think studied film, and I was like, I'm gonna do exactly what she did. Although I didn't, obviously. But yeah, that was always my dream. I always wanted to be like in entertainment, and it just made me happy to like get into a character and connect with people and just like paint a picture for someone, like really create this story that someone could connect with, and appreciate and also just like interpret in their own way. Like I think that's really the beauty of like creating content, whether it's like movies or videos, music, whatever it is. It's like not only are you creating something so unique in the way of like the artist has the certain way of conveying that message and a certain message that they want to convey, but then it's so infinite in the amount of ways that it can be interpreted, because every single person is going to interpret it so differently, and I think that's really cool. So yeah, I'm really glad to be creating again. They say that the opposite of depression is expression, and I think it's very true. It's very, very true. I just nearly ripped my ear off. But yeah, like even now, thinking about like getting out of bed today, I'm like, I don't have work today. I don't have, any responsibilities that are like imminent. And so it's really easy for me to be like, okay, well, I just want to lay in bed and do nothing, not go outside. But I find that like leaning into this hobby and being creative in this way and just like sharing my perspective, my voice, makes me excited about the day. And it's sometimes just what I need to like get myself out of like that slump. And I'd love to hear from you as well, like what are some ways that you get yourself out of a slump like this? You know what I mean? Like, do you like to work out? Do you like to hang out with friends? Do you like to spend time outside? Like, what works best for you? Because I would say for me, it's probably like creating something, no matter how small, just like pushing myself to create, share something, do something that scares me, do something that makes me, I don't know, that just feels like a little bit risky and a little bit scary and daunting. Even though it may not seem like me turning on the camera and talking to you like this is like scary, and you're probably like, Anna, what are you talking about? You're just talking to the camera, like, but yeah, no, sometimes like it can feel really daunting for me, and because naturally I'm human. I have those worries of like, what are people gonna think of me? Like, what are people gonna think of what I'm saying? Are they receiving the message that I'm wanting to put out? And I think that's also been a reason why I've slowed down a lot on my short form content. I just find that short form, the audience tends to be so mixed. Like, it just kind of like pushes it out to so many people. But in that way, you don't really have like that target audience that you would have with like YouTube. Like YouTube, it's typically like returning subscribers or like people who find your content because it's similar to content they already consume, and they get to watch longer video and they have a better idea of like who you are and what your message is. And so I will say that the short form content has been super daunting to create. I was creating a lot of it earlier this year. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I got a little nervous about it, of like being perceived. But I'm sure that will change. I also really want to recommend this mascara. If you're looking for a good mascara, this is the Maybelline Lash Sensational Sky High. I don't know if that's the name. That's just what it says on the bottle, but it's really nice. And I get the burgundy color because I do have brown hair. And I find that the burgundy just like makes my eyes pop more. And I have gotten compliments on this mascara, so I highly recommend. Okay, so I think that's all. Just keeping the makeup really light today. And perfect. Okay, so this is going to be the final look for today. Drop a comment and let me know what you thought of the video, some of the things I addressed, if you can relate. If you can't relate, I want to hear all of it. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Thank you for 500 subs. I love you so much, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day or night wherever you are. And I can't wait to hear from you and talk to you again soon. I'm gonna go outside and enjoy the sun and get myself out of this slump. So I hope you can too if you're going through something similar. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for the next video. I love you.